What toxic family tradition did you break that cost you everything? In my family, we had this twisted Christmas tradition where everyone had to confess their biggest failure from the year in front of the whole family. My dad started it when I was 7, saying it built character and kept us humble. Every Christmas Eve, we'd sit in a circle and take turns admitting what we'd screwed up most that year. When I was little, I'd confess things like breaking mom's favorite mug or getting a C on a math test. But as we got older, the confessions got darker and more personal. My sister Emma would talk about her eating disorder relapses. My brother Tyler would admit to drinking too much or failing job interviews. The worst part wasn't just confessing your failures. After each person shared, the whole family would discuss why you failed and what you should have done differently. It was supposed to be constructive criticism, but it always felt like public humiliation. Maybe if you studied harder instead of playing video games, my dad would say to Tyler. Sarah, you wouldn't have trust issues with men if you didn't dress so provocatively. My mom would add about my sister's relationship problems. By the time I turned 25, I dreaded Christmas more than anything. I'd spend weeks before the holidays having panic attacks about what failure I'd have to confess this year. Lost my job, didn't get the promotion, broke up with another boyfriend. Everything became ammunition for Christmas Eve. Last year was my breaking point. I'd just started dating this amazing guy named Marcus who actually wanted to spend Christmas with my family. I tried to warn him about our tradition, but he insisted it sounded interesting and character building. Christmas Eve arrived, and we sat in our usual circle. My dad went first, admitting he'd been passed over for a promotion at work. Everyone nodded sympathetically and offered gentle suggestions. Mom confessed to gaining 15 pounds and not sticking to her diet. Again, supportive murmurs. Then it was my turn. I looked around at their expectant faces and said, you know what? I don't have any failures to confess this year. Actually, I think this whole tradition is toxic and I'm not participating anymore. The room went dead silent. My dad's face turned bright red. Everyone has failures, Jessica, he said through gritted teeth. That's the point of this exercise. It keeps us grounded. No, I said, my voice getting stronger. This doesn't keep us grounded. It keeps us focused on our worst moments instead of celebrating our successes. Do you realize we've never once gone around the circle sharing what we're proud of? My mom jumped in. We're not raising entitled children who think they're perfect. This teaches humility and self-reflection. Marcus squeezed my hand supportively. Actually, he said, in my family we do something called appreciation rounds, where we share what we're grateful for about each person. It's really beautiful. My sister Emma looked uncomfortable. Jessica, just pick something small and get it over with. You're making this weird for everyone. It's already weird. I stood up. We sit here every year tearing each other down and calling it love. I got promoted twice this year. I'm in the healthiest relationship I've ever had, and I finally started therapy to deal with the anxiety this family gave me. Those aren't failures. My dad slammed his hand on the coffee table. If you can't participate in family traditions, maybe you don't belong at family Christmas. Fine, I said, grabbing my coat. Come on, Marcus, let's go celebrate Christmas somewhere that doesn't require me to hate myself. As we walked out, I heard my mom crying and my dad yelling about disrespectful children. My phone started buzzing immediately with texts from relatives who'd heard about my dramatic exit. How could you embarrass mom and dad like that? Emma texted. You've always been selfish, but this is a new low. Tyler called me screaming. You think you're better than us now? Just because you got some promotions doesn't mean you're perfect. We all have problems. The next morning, Christmas Day, I woke up to find I'd been removed from all the family group chats. My parents had blocked me on social media. When I tried calling to apologize for how I'd handled things, my mom answered and immediately started crying. You broke our family tradition, she sobbed. Your grandmother would be rolling in her grave. She started the humility circle to keep our family close. Mom, Grandma didn't start this. Dad told me he made it up when I was 7. There was a long pause. That's not true. This is how we've always done Christmas. But I knew it wasn't. I remembered normal Christmases before age 7. I remembered excitement and joy instead of dread and anxiety. 6 months later, I'm still not speaking to most of my family. I lost my parents, my siblings, my aunts and uncles who all think I'm selfish and ungrateful. Even some family friends have stopped talking to me. But you know what I gained? I gained peace during the holidays. I gained a boyfriend who loves my family traditions of gratitude and celebration. I gained the ability to look back on my year and feel proud instead of ashamed. Marcus and I started our own Christmas tradition. We spend Christmas Eve sharing 3 things we're proud of from the year and 3 things we're grateful for about each other. It's revolutionary how good it feels to end the year focusing on growth instead of failure. Sometimes breaking toxic cycles costs you everything familiar, but what you gain is the chance to build something healthy from scratch.